No, well, I think it was part of it. Like I've said before, when we were talking about Nitro, it's never one thing. It's when things go well, it's a combination of many, little things that go right. It's never one big thing. If it was, it would be easy to replicate. If it was, it would be we would have been watching 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 or more, successful versions of the NWO, each one of them, surpassing the previous one in terms of its success. So much of it was timing. You know, Look, the timing was perfect. The situation was perfect for it. But it was the combination. It was the basic story. The basic premise of the NWO story was two guys who had previously worked in WCW that got no respect, weren't treated like champions. Nobody worked hard to get them over. They didn't get the opportunity they felt they deserved, so they left and they went to WWF, where they became big stars. And then when they got tired of that, they were going to come back to WCW and make everybody pay and teach them why they should have been treated with more respect. That was the foundational support of that story. That was the premise. And it was a believable premise. It was a reality-based premise. Not to mention the fact that they were two big stars from WWF who looked like they were just jumping ship, which helped immensely. And calling them Scott Hall and not giving him some fake cartoon name that Marvel Comics would have come up with. He wasn't Razor Ramon or some variation of it or some other gimmick name. He was Scott Hall. Nobody had ever done that before. Kevin Nash came over as Kevin Nash. He wasn't Diesel. He wasn't Oz. He wasn't the Diamond Stud. He wasn't a gimmick. He came over as a real guy with a real chip on his shoulder. So the story, the way we positioned the talent, the characters as real people and not gimmick characters. And then I think, of course, nobody had ever seen anything like, a guy, 7 foot tall, 300 plus pounds, picking up a 185-pound announcer and power bombing him off a stage on live television. That was kind of a new thing. And it was the combination of those things that really helped launch those 83 weeks, but it was certainly not any one of them. And the combination of all those things really only worked because of the timing.